As someone who is new to the studio headphone world, I've been looking at a bunch of different studio headphones, and one of the companies I came across was Beyerdynamic. Are these the studio headphones I've been searching for? Let's find out. In the box, it comes with a detachable mini XLR to 3.5mm stereo plug cable, just one cable here, a 1/4-inch screw-on adapter, and a simple drawstring bag for storage. The DT770 Pro X presents a design that balances professional functionality with a modern sensibility, reflecting its studio heritage while addressing the needs of today's audio users. At first glance, the headphone maintained the classic over-ear closed-back silhouette that has long defined the DT770 line, projecting a sense of durability and seriousness. The ear cups are closed back and made with fiber-reinforced plastic, giving them a sturdy, substantial feel rather than the cheap or flimsy plastic. The signature velour ear pads stand out at first glance. They look soft and premium, which I found reflected in real-world use. The pads feel breathable and gentle against the skin, a noticeable step up from the leatherette or foam pads on many cheaper headphones. A spring steel headband underpins the structure, which gives a reassuring sense of solidity and longevity. On top of that, the headband's padding and the careful design around the top of the head contact point make a subtle but meaningful difference. Compared to my personal studio headphones, which you can find out about in the previous video, these headphones don't feel as comfortable compared to them. The reason also might be because I don't wear headphones on a daily basis. I'm just not used to wearing headphones all the time, but I will say these are pretty comfortable for its size. I think if the headband had more cushioning or if it used the same material as the ear pads, I would find it to be a bit more comfortable. But either way, they're still comfortable enough for me to wear for a couple of hours while getting some work done. Another thing I've noticed with these headphones compared to my personal studio headphones is that I find it difficult to adjust these headphones when I have them on. It's like the slider barely moves whenever I try to adjust it. I have to take off the headphones just to adjust it properly. In terms of sound quality, the DT770 Pro X features a closed-back design with ear cups that fully enclose your ears and effectively isolate external noise. The bass feels both powerful and controlled. There's plenty of mid-bass rumble and mid-bass punch, but it's not loose or boomy. Kick drums and bass lines feel weighty enough to give tracks real momentum, yet the bass never overwhelms the rest of the mix. On well-recorded material, the low end adds depth and texture without muddiness. Mids are generally clear and articulate, though their character depends on the track. Vocals, especially male vocals, tend to come through with good presence and clarity, though there's a subtle sense that the tuning gives more emphasis to lows and highs than the center. For some songs, especially those with sparse arrangements, this makes the mids sound lively and expressive. In denser mixes, however, or when tracks emphasize upper mids and treble, vocals and instruments can sometimes feel a bit recessed or lean compared to bass and treble emphasis. The treble on the DT770 Pro X leans toward the bright and detailed side. Cymbals, hi-hats, and upper register instruments cut through with sharpness and clarity. This sharpness helps with revealing details, subtle reverb tails, nuanced percussion, spatial cues, which is useful if your priority is analytical listening or mixing. But that said, this elevated treble occasionally comes across as harsh or sibilant, especially on busy tracks or with vocal-heavy music at high volumes. Despite being a closed-back headphone, the DT770 Pro X offers a surprisingly spacious soundstage. Instruments have clear spatial separation and panning is well defined, giving mixes a sense of depth and layering. While the imaging isn't as wide as open-back headphones, it surpasses many other closed-back models, providing more breathing room for tracks. The tuning is not perfectly neutral, with a somewhat V-shaped frequency response that emphasizes bass and treble while leaving the mid-range slightly recessed. This coloring can make certain recordings feel exaggerated, especially those with pronounced lows or bright highs. For casual listening, particularly EDM, rock, or bass-heavy genres, this can make music sound dynamic and engaging. For critical mixing or extended listening, however, the pronounced low and high frequencies may require careful monitoring for EQ adjustments to maintain balance. Another consideration is source quality. Thanks to the updated Stellar 45 drivers, the headphones are sensitive enough to be driven without a powerful amplifier. But the sound quality depends significantly on the DAC or headphone output. In short, the DT770 Pro X delivers a bold, detailed, and energetic sound profile. Bass that thumps convincingly, treble that cuts crisply, and enough spatial clarity for mixing or immersive listening. It favors impact, clarity, and detail over subtle neutrality. If you want headphones that make your tracks feel alive, with punch, clarity, and detail, the 770 Pro X will deliver in spades.